Yo, what is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. As always, man, we do not take for granted y'all tuning in, listening to us, to what we got to say. Whether you agree or disagree with us, we always appreciate y'all views, appreciate y'all listens, man. So keep coming back, keep sharing the podcast. As always, thank y'all for always getting in the comments with us when we post out clips and everything like that. As you always know, as you should know, I wouldn't say should know, we only 26 episodes in. We ain't really got global just yet.
Only.
But my name is Edward. Comes from a brilliant decision made by my mother to name me after my OG, that being my father. But as you also know, I have a second name on the podcast, that being Nathaniel, because I am Nathaniel without my brethren on here. Before we toss it to them, please make sure you go follow at EMACStats, EMCSTATS on all social platforms. I'm going to give you up-to-date pro coverage, up-to-date college coverage, up-to-date high school coverage, and I'm pretty sure the coverage is going to continue to get better and better day by day, week by week. So, yeah, man, without further ado, my brethren, introduce yourself to the P-Pad.
Man, Soundhard Izzo, man. A little under the weather a little bit, but I'm still fighting through this shit, man. Charismatic, good, excellent, satisfying. It's here to give y'all everything y'all need and more.
The one and only Black Peace. Also the host of Talkin Smoke. You can find that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you just have social media at, period. Check me out.
Talkin Smoke should be inserted right here.
What's up, everybody? This is Coach Johnson. I am the husband of Jordan. I am the father of Harper Induced. I am here to bring the controversy, to challenge your ideas, to help you reason just a little bit better and see things in a different way.
Good evening, beautiful people. I am the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles, and on behalf of me and the brothers, I am moving up into the camera again. That's cutting off my head, but it's okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please continue to tune in and take it away, Edward.
Right on, man. So without further ado, man, this is a day where we remember Kobe Bean Bryant, the Black Mamba, his last game in the NBA, dropping 60, bringing his team back against the Utah Jazz. What was so iconic about this particular day 5 years ago, April 13, 2016, is not only did we have Kobe giving us a legendary game, but you also had the Golden State Warriors who went into the they had they had the best regular season record there was to have, going 73-9, beating that Bulls team that had won 72-10. So the Warriors went 73-9. They were going 73-9 simultaneously, while Kobe Bryant was putting on a brilliant, spectacular show as he had his farewell game. But obviously, talking about knowing that Kobe Bryant has passed. Unfortunately, we lost one of God's vessels. Some people would call him a rapper, but I would like to refer to him as one of God's vessels, that being DMX, Earl Simmons, leader of the Rough Riders. He just recently passed. And so I just want to start off I know for me, whenever I'm going through my go-through and I'm struggling, whether it's faith or just trying to, embrace whatever it is I know I got to go through to get better through my spiritual walk, I tend to go to this quote that I had saved on my phone from DMX. And you can go listen to it. It's from him being on the Breakfast Club. He was on the Breakfast Club, and here's the quote.
Whenever I went through something, it brought me closer to God. Mm-hmm. And I stayed into something. So now I'm closer to God. But being closer is hard, because the attacks get stronger, become much harder to fight, and they last longer. But that's what it's always been. Joy with the pain, dark with the light, sun with the rain. But with the right perspective, there can be something to gain. Look for the good and the bad, not the sun when it rains. You know what I mean?
Right. All right.
In every situation, you can get something good out of it, right, if you're strong enough emotionally to look past the fact that you do have the right to be hurt, but you know what, let me put my hurt aside for a minute and see what I can get from this situation.
And so that's kind of something that just helps me refocus and, you know, kind of just embrace whatever the obstacle may be, right? Hence, the obstacle is the way with the books we've been recommending to y'all. So yeah, man, definitely just want to like pay our respect on cue. Sean Hart is out.
Shout out to my boy. He for giving me this book. A great read. I would suggest it. Continue, Edward.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. I definitely want to, you know, pay respects to DMX. I know for me personally, obviously, like we've all heard like all those like classic anthems that he's had, and you know those top records he's had. But I know for me, I won't even say my favorite. I would say the only record, the only album I grew up listening to that I really love, that I used to like listen to with my pops driving around, had it on repeat, is DMX's album. And then there was X. That album is like ridiculously like really fire. Especially I forget the name of the last song, honestly. But I want to say it's Amazing Grace. And if y'all go check out Black Peace's episode, one of the things that I learned that Black Peace had put me on is in every album DMX has put out, he's always had a song that is specifically dedicated to him having a conversation about God, a conversation to God about whatever that dialogue is that, you know, he's going through, him just, you know, sharing his spirit and, you know, his talks with God. So yeah, man, again, you know, I just want to salute, some may call him a rapper, but I definitely look at him as more as a vessel of God. And yeah, man, I hope his music continues to live on. I know a lot of people love the record, his classic, Slipping. I hope his music continues to, you know, help people, you know, pull through whatever it is that they're going through in life. So yeah, man, yeah, rest in peace to DMX, man. Rest in peace to DMX. Before we jump and skip over to, I'm sorry, did y'all want to add anything? I don't want to, but yeah.
I believe that was beautifully and eloquently put. I share those same sentiments. Man, nothing else.
I give a shout out to his most public song. They Don't Know, the video and the lyrics. Man, just very current and very much needed to hear. And it's just one of those songs that just was timeless. I heard it the other day and I'm just like, man, like talking about knowing what's going on in these streets, he's saying every damn thing. So shout out to that song, They Don't Know. Go check it out.
Hey, can y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but when we used to hip hop dance for the church, we didn't come out to something that had DMX in the beginning of it.
Lord, give me a sign. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I thought it was one of his intros to the beginning part of his song. So yeah, we did. Man, DMX was woven into our culture even young, man.
Yeah, man. Like,
even through church though, like.
Yeah, man. That's why
we did
that.
I say,
like,
we did that.
Vessels, bro. He wasn't just limited to being a rapper, like, you know, like. But yeah, man. Before we get to Kobe and Golden State and just talking about that, Usher rank. Yo, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, man. Fam was got called out, bro, at the strip club. I don't know specifically where. I believe this happened on Sunday. What you got? Go, Isaac.
Before we punish him, it was a report that came out hours later that he actually had spent and tipped well over like several $1,000s. So the money that he had left on the ground, resembling himself, was actually to promote his Vegas residency that was upcoming. So he ain't a cheap bag, not till I know of, or from that motion or mantra or standpoint or situation, but I just want to preface that.
Oh no, you prefaced it beautifully. That is why to new listeners and current listeners, why you if you listen to this podcast, that is why you want to come to this specific podcast, because we're going to give you both sides. We're not just going to bash people with limited information. As I'm pretty sure if you go out to any other platform currently right now, they probably will not give you the information that Sean Hart Izzo just gave you. And like you just said, Isaac, that information came out shortly after he was being ridiculed online. So nobody really wants to run with that and add that to the story. They just want to, you know, take the meme part of the story. So,
exactly. The Shade Room, I think, briefly covered it. I don't know if other social outlets in regards, you know, to, you know, them being current with news. I don't know if they covered it, but I do know that they did kind of you know, tell both sides of the story, and they did come up with a, you know, an article stating that he actually did, you know, tip the dancers that were working that night. So
yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all have anything else to add? Or just, you know, keep it going. If you're not.
Yeah, we agree with either you or Isaac, right? Y'all saying the same thing, right? Y'all saying the same shit. So we good.
I agree with Isaac bringing out the truth. The truth.
Right.
Bringing out the truth.
I disagree with him playing with these females' hearts.
But if that's not
I
the
just
truth, we
playing.
really can't
I
say
just
that.
playing.
Well, okay.
I know.
I'm back in the cage. My lion is back in his cage.
Oh. Yeah, we gave y'all the full story. Y'all do with that information as y'all will to our listeners out there. So like I was saying earlier when we first started, we are shooting this episode on April 13th. 5 years ago, Kobe Bryant played his last game, 60 points. Kobe Bryant fought 60 points against the Utah Jazz. I was going back looking at the game today, and I was just like to see how Utah was up, and then Kobe just went on that streak, and I was just like, you ever just feel like some people just like it's not meant for them to win. Like it's just not meant for them to win. Like somebody like Jordan Clarkson, he was actually on the Lakers team, and like now, you know, you fast forward, now he's actually on the Utah Jazz. But like I think I'm gonna probably make it a part of my mission to like try to go back and interview every player from the Utah Jazz who was on their team, because I think, you know, like they had the best seats in the house. And I think they probably, while everybody is rooting for Kobe and them being in the midst of that storm, I'm pretty sure all of those players and the coaching staff probably had like a very insightful, unique perspective on like how it felt to be them. Like, did you want to win that game? Did you really, like, you know, it's like, was you really trying to defend Kobe, or were you really on the court like at all? You know what I'm saying?
I've been out there trying to bust Kobe ass. What you talking about? I get paid just like him. He ain't finna do me dirty on this last dance out of here.
What happened to the last team he did like that?
They let him have his way.
But to Isaac's point, bro, like Kobe wasn't getting no bunnies. Like he was in some tough shot, like heavily.
He had to take a lot of shots in order to hit 60. I want to say he almost took close to like 50 shots that night.
Bro, my nigga was killing them. He was killing their ass.
He was. So he I don't want it to seem like they was just playing matador defense.
Hell no, it was not.
By, letting them pull up, letting them do whatever.
Nah, they made him work for all them buckets.
Right on. They did. It just so happened that back in 2016, you know, the Utah Jazz wasn't a formidable defensive team. I'll say that.
That ain't nothing. They ain't nothing to do with
have too much shit.
Ain't nobody talking about that.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's all about
so
they trying to stop the shit. They professionals.
In that game, Kobe went 22 for 50 shooting from the field.
I knew he shot 50 shots. That's very Kobe-esque.
Yeah.
So for 50 shots, I mean, that's what you kind of expect from a shooting guard. That's not necessarily a. Come on, man.
I see what you did there.
You let him shoot 50 shots.
Yeah, man. So right. There's nothing you can do about it. When like I was saying, that same night, Golden State had won 72-9. Obviously that obviously got overshadowed by Kobe's farewell game. When people were praising that 72-9 Bulls team, I believe that praise was warranted. Say it again. What you say?
72-10. You said 72-9.
Oh, my bad. Thank you, my brother. 72-10 Bulls team. I believe that team and that record was praised because it was proven that they were the best team because they won the championship. When we talk about that Warriors team being 72-9, Yeah, that's cute
23
and all
and
in the regular season, but they did not win the championship, right? So, should they be acknowledged, or should that be considered a greatest regular team, I guess, by record? But like, should there really be like, I guess, an acknowledgement or praise for their 72-9 team?
Okay, so for the 73-9 team,
73, my bad. My bad, bro.
You good, bro. I just, in my personal opinion, I think that's one of my, in my 26 years of living, I think 2016 was probably the best year for the NBA, probably one of the best years for the NBA in its entire history, right? I think you can put the 2016 year in regards to everything that was happening that year. Kobe's farewell tour, him, that being his last season and everybody knowing it. Then on top of that, you had the Golden State Warriors going 73-9. No KD yet, right? Just straight Steph, Clay, Draymond action. A lot of ball movement, Spurs-esque type basketball. And then on top of that, you have LeBron James of the James clan teaming up with Riri from back in the grip to make one of the best comebacks. Best finals ever, in my opinion. That's got to be the best finals ever. I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but when they got you down 3-1 and nobody has ever done it, I just think on a bigger scale, I just think the year in totality is one of the best years for the NBA, let alone the multiple storylines that were woven into it. But I think that just added to it. But no, I don't think they can be deemed the greatest team ever because they didn't finish the deal, right? They didn't finish the deal.
I will say, giving them just a pinch of like credit for being 73-9. Lord knows I was about to say 72-10 again, but 73-9. I think it says a lot just about the mental fortitude that it takes to really lock in on a night in, night out basis to be able to win 73 games and not, go into a slump at any part of, of the season. So I respect them in that regard, you know what I'm saying? But, like they say, a regular season is where you make your name, but in the playoffs is where you earn your fame. So
I would disagree.
You going Black Peace?
Yeah, I totally disagree because it's a thing of showing you how hard perfection is. Because in an NBA, that's perfection. That's what that shows. If you can't win, it's impossible to win 82 games. So the best thing is to have that top-notch regular season, belt. So with that comes that territory of fatigue, of injuries, of being figured out. And that's basically what happened. They had injuries, they got figured out, they were tired. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, a better team did beat them, which is the history of it. But at the end of the day, it's like with the I hate to drift off too much, but just like with the NCAA, how Gonzaga just won and won and won and won and won. It's like it sucks because it's like people are gonna down them and say they suck because they lost their very last game, but they like the fact that, dude, that's a lot of perfection, that's a lot of winning, that's a lot of figuring it out.
Suck,
just like
Darnell. I don't believe anyone saying that they suck, and if they do, I mean, that would obviously be a wrong statement, but I don't think they'll ever be considered the best team.
That's the thing. Like, I do think they were the best team in a certain sense of like an asterisk.
In the regular season, yes. To what you say, in the regular season, yes. You can't say
okay, let's say this. If they would have threw probably like so many games away, just like a lot of teams do, just to be in position for the playoffs.
Used to do, right? Yeah, Pop used to rest players and just
rest players.
Load up for the playoffs.
You think?
Which brings me to my point. I don't separate the regular season from the playoffs. So if you want to claim the title, best team, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, best regular season team. No, because if you was the best team, you would win, right? You will win the championship if y'all were the best. That's what the best means. If you're the best team, win the ship. Period. I don't give a fuck.
I think they got their eyes off the prize in this.
Game 4.
You up 3-1. Find a way.
You could find a way. You only need one game. I don't care.
Tom Brady
Draymond was averaging damn near 9 points a game that series. I don't want to hear about him being suspended and that being like because Stephen A. Smith loved to call that the best stimulus package in NBA history. He trying to
And
hear
if
that shit. You
Stephen
ain't finna kick.
Curry, if you're that guy, as you were proclaimed that season, I want to say MVP that season.
Come
you up
on,
3-1,
unanimous.
you find a way.
Another
you the best
storyline.
team.
He was
But-
Steph Curry was unanimous MVP that year, off of back-to-back.
Christian got something for us.
Go ahead.
So what was the question that you asked, Edward?
Do we consider
it too.
them
We
to
attacked the hell
still
out
be,
of it.
do we consider them to be the best team of that season, or do we not consider that because they lost the championship? They lost the NBA Finals.
The best team that season or that postseason?
See, I'm
saying,
considering
I'm saying all
so
together.
it's
I'm
however
saying
you look
All
at it.
together.
I mean, I just threw it out there, but I broke it up when Darnell started talking, and I was just saying regular season we could do that, but as we talking about an NBA champion, that would overrule everything.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah.
Everything would say the. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Christian.
I was just say I rarely speak on the basketball topics, but I can just point that this is very similar to the 2011 Patriots.
Patriots, yeah.
07.
Oh wait.
Yeah, 07, whatever year it was, where they were 16-0, 18-0.
18-0 prior to the Super Bowl, yeah.
To the Super Bowl, and then they lost to a wild card team, New York, right? Sure, they did not win the championship that year, but they were the best team in the NFL that year. They're one of the best teams ever. They just couldn't pull through. There's no way, no one can tell me that just because the Giants won the Super Bowl, they won that game. Yes, they won that game, right? But they were not the best team that season. The Patriots were, right? They just came up short doing the championship. So the same with the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, I know you're up 3-1. There's more opportunity.
You will not disrespect LeBron James and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love and equate them to
and also
08.
Because I have no idea what the Cavaliers are doing that year, so I'm not trying to equate them to the Giants, but I'm just equating the.
You tried to a little bit. I had to just.
Well, yeah, no, that's not.
The scenario you equate like the scenarios. Is that what you're saying?
I'm equating the Warriors to the Patriots of that year.
I got you.
So that's all I'm saying is, So I think it's fair. It's fair for someone to argue that they were the best team that just came up short in the championship.
Yeah. Horseshoe
7 games. It ain't like football, right? Where you only get one crack at it.
That's what I was gonna say too. I was like, we talk about the different variables. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that could have went into why the Patriots didn't win that game, and the catch on the helmet. But like, there's a lot less factors when you being the best and you being able to control and dominate a court in basketball. Like, but yeah,
it ain't like they just played one game.
Honestly, okay, so I gotta go with this. I gotta go with.
Like,
Go ahead, Sean Hart.
And I was just gonna say, I mean, in the best of 7 series, more times than not, man, you find out who the better team is, because there's no running, there's no hiding. You know exactly what they want to do. You know exactly what they want to take away, and let's just see if you can do it or not. And they couldn't do it over a stretch of 7 games.
What you got, Dave?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna second that, bro, because what ended up happening with the Cavaliers is that they end up doing something that no team had ever done, and they did what they had to do. So Golden State was the best team up until they went up against the Cavaliers. The Patriots, it was just one game. They got out schemed. With this, it was a 7-game series where y'all had fucked y'all up. So they were clearly the better team.
Real quick, before we get out of here, Sedacious, I believe you was done, but if you wasn't, keep talking. I just thought I caught you when you was done with your take.
You good, huh?
All right. Before we get out of here, salute to Steph. Yesterday just became the Warriors franchise all-time leading scorer, passing Wilt Chamberlain. So salute to Steph on that. And he had 53 points in that game with 10 made threes. So yeah, man, salute to Steph reaching that iconic milestone for the Warriors. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Steph don't have to pay for nothing. Not even in Golden State anymore. What did they move?
It's the
San Francisco,
area. They like in Where they at now? I think it's
I want to say San Fran.
No, they're
but I
in
could be
Oakland. I'm
wrong.
tripping. They're in Oakland, but
they
they
in
moved to San
Oakland.
Fran.
Okay. Okay, in Oakland. Okay.
Or is it Chase
Yeah,
Center
man.
near Silicon
Yeah.
Valley?
Yeah, I think they moved to San Jose. That's right outside Silicon Valley, or not San Jose.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's over by where the 49ers are.
The Bay.
Yeah.
Look, they're in the Bay.
But they were in Oakland. They moved out of Oakland.
Yeah, and they moved more towards Silicon Valley, and that's what kind of upped the ante on the price of the arena and everything like that. And they were
teams worked and all that.
Yes,
right. But then Clay got hurt and it kind of drove down price, and then Corona hit, and you know.
Yeah, man. But yo, beautiful people, we greatly appreciate y'all tuning in to this week's episode. As always, man, we don't take y'all listening for granted. Please share, comment, like, retweet this stuff. Make sure you get in the comments. We gonna definitely make sure we keep shouting y'all out with all y'all support and all y'all helping us, just keep building this podcast. Make sure y'all are on the lookout. We have a 2 episodes coming up where we are going to have an experienced attorney on to be able to talk through with us about the Deshaun Watson trial, as well as talk through with us the Derek Chauvin trial, who's on trial right now, who had his, knee on the neck of George Floyd. And if you don't take nothing else from this week's podcast, make sure that you always understand when you're deciding with your free time, do I want to listen to Respect the Game, or do I want to listen to something else? Or do I want to go listen to Talkin Smoke? Make sure with Talkin Smoke and Respect the Game, you're going to get both sides. You're going to get the whole truth. You're not just going to get the clickbait. You're going to get the whole story, and we're going to let you formulate your own opinion with all the facts. See you next week. Be blessed. And this is the Respect the Game podcast.